So let's try to understand the waves of JVP right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to compare these waves along with the cardiac cycle and try to make sense of it by correlating it. Makes it much more easier to remember this. So first is your A wave. So these are your positive deflections and we have these descents over here. Okay, so this is your A wave, the first positive deflection. So during the cardiac cycle, when the ventricle is in diastole, so the ventricular filling occurs at that time. So at the end of that, towards the end, the atria should contract. So during atrial systole, this blood, whatever is remaining, goes into your ventricle, but because these are valvulus, a part of it goes up. So that spurt out is what results in a wave. So always remember, whatever we're talking about the JVP wave, it's regard to the changes that you see over here. Okay, so first is during atrial contraction, a bit spurts out on top, resulting in a positive deflection over here. Next, after atrial systole, the ventricles have been filled. Okay, so once the ventricles have been filled and enough pressure has built, this AV valve closes. Once the AV valve closes, the cusp bulge, because of the increase in the pressure over here, isovolumetric contraction is taking place and the pressure inside increases, and because of that this bulges up and this will transmit impulses on top. Okay, so that is your positive deflection that you see over here, that is C. Okay, so during isovolumetric contraction, the cusp bulging is C. Soon after isovolumetric contraction, what should happen next? So after isovolumetric contraction, the next thing to happen is the ejection. So since we're talking about the right ventricle here, from here it gets ejected into your pulmonary vein. Okay, so it goes to the pulmonary trunk, and that process, there is a little change in the pressure and this gets sucked in, and that will be seen as your X descent. Okay, so when this is sucked in, this is also sucked in, so that will be seen as a X descent. After this, next, once the pressure here, after ejection, once the pressure here has fallen enough, this will open up, and at the same time the ventricular filling is happening. Okay, so when ventricular filling is happening, when the pressure here rises and the pressure here decreases, that point is your V. So it's a positive deflection because it's filling up more, filling up more again. Okay, so when this is filling up, the return that is coming from here, that is resulting in a positive deflection over here. And when this has filled up enough, it is going to open up this, because this pressure will be much greater and it's going to flow down. Okay, so when this opens up and this flows down, that is your next thing. So this part of it goes down and that results in your next, that is your Y descent. So this is your Y descent.